a video every day for the last 3 days. I don't know what's gotten into me. Today's video, though, is going to be a wrap up of the year. I'm going to show you my progress on my latest whip, which is my last new start of the year. But now that I'm thinking about it, I might cheat and start tomorrow's start today. Joe's sweatshirt, pants on, socks. It is cold here in Arizona. I think it's gonna rain tonight. So I am doing the comfy, no makeup or whatever I had left on yesterday, hair up, glasses look. But I will be decked out in sparkles tonight, New Year's Eve. And then I'm also going out with my girlfriend tomorrow night. I'm so excited. So I'm just so happy you guys are here. Because without you guys, viewers and subscribers and all things cross-stitch related, I definitely would not be here doing these videos for you guys. I have absolutely loved the support, not only on 1884 Stitchery, my IG friends, with all that has happened this year. And I think everyone every year says, it went by so fast, or this year was shit. You know, it's more crappy for others than it is for, years are seen differently in everyone's eye. Maybe you got engaged or married or divorced or had a kid, or your kids moved out of the house. It was maybe a good year for you. But that's how life is. You're going to have the good and the bad. This year, sadly, lost my grandfather, who I was extremely close with, my mom's dad. And he was, you know, the whole sort of inspiration for the name 1884. So if you are new here or not sure of the backstory, why 1884? 1884 was the year my great-grandmother was born in Italy, and she was taught needlework. She did do cross-stitch. She did crochet, knitting. I always get them confused which one she did. But I have pairs of like really heavy duty socks that she was working on. And I like to think, because of her and her grandmother, I have the needlework interest today. And so I remember I had called up my grandpa and I had told him my idea, and he absolutely loved it. I wanted to kind of get his blessing, if you will, on the name, and he absolutely loved it. He was very shocked that I would go that deep with finding a name and deciding on a name. And that is one of my tattoos, my first tattoo actually. And this is in his handwriting. When my mom had gone up to see my grandpa, I had called her and I said, can you get Papa, that's what we called him, to write on a piece of paper 1884. And in our family, we have what's called essential tremors. So it looks like my grandpa when he was alive, and even my mom, and I at times have it. It flares up. It looks like we have Parkinson's, but it's not. I think that they call it familia tremors, family tremors. So it's just a genetic thing. I think it's really helped my tremors, having cross stitch almost as like a physical therapy. So anyway, I had taken the paper to my tattoo artist, and I wanted it to be done in the same exact size with all the little imperfections. This is his signature that I got last year, and one of the last times, I think it was the second to last time I went up there before being with him when he did pass, I showed him, and he was absolutely floored that I had gotten him his signature tattooed on me, and I thought it was only fitting to put it under the 1884. This is my dad's signature, off of Joe and mine marriage certificate, and then this is a old heart and hand symbol. So yeah. Anyway, I just going all the way back. I appreciate all the love that everyone has given my little store. I have so many things in the works for 1884 that I hope line up and work out, because it will blow some of you guys away. Knock your pants off. If you're not wearing pants, then you don't have to worry about it. But if you are wearing pants, get ready. They're going to be blown off, ripped off you, sucked off you. And because I was just so excited, I was going to release these charts tomorrow. I decided to release them a day early. So I have been a fan of Merrily Beams for maybe came across a couple of her charts a couple years ago, and I loved the aesthetic, kind of quirkiness, classic vibe of them. And I got in touch with Merrily, and given all the credit to her, she has allowed me to re-release all of her designs, paper copy, PDF format for the very first time, only on 1884 Stitchery. So this morning, I have released Ginger Kitty. So some of her, you will see this font here. It is made up of all X's. This font is used on some of her original pamphlets, and I really liked it. So that's how it'll be, just across the board. Her name up at the top, and then this is the scanned image of the piece off of the original cardstock, which are out of print. However, I have had to rechart the designs because they were not on some sort of software for me to use. So that's how they are now in paper form once again, and as PDF. The colors are exactly the same. All the information is the same. Any sort of write-ups that she had. I do not own the copyright I just want to get this out there. I do not own the copyright, but she has given me permission to distribute them as paper copy or PDF version only on my website. And then she is getting royalties for sales. So, Ginger Kitty, absolutely amazing. I love the big giant cat, which you can easily just stitch on its own and make it into a pillow. The second design is Little Blue House. And it reads, God gave all men all earth to love, but since our hearts are small, ordained for each one spot should prove beloved over all. And if you are unaware of Marilee and her situation, a few years ago, she lost her entire house, all of her stitching stuff, all of the models, all of her copies in California wildfires. And so I have had to borrow, purchase the originals so then I can work off of these copies. Otherwise, this would not be available to you guys. The third one, I love the colors and just the whole design look of it. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. And I think the couple is just super adorable. Love the color palettes used. All DMC, just a handful of colors. This is really cute, just stitching that alone, or just the little couple. And a lot of them come with the extra letters charted on the back, because on some of them you can personalize it with your own letters, initials. So those are 3 of Marilee's designs that are now available. I will be releasing more in 2022. And I know for sure the next set that will be released will be spot motif. And I think this might be my favorite from her, Feed the Birds. So look for these, but stitch those 3 while you're waiting. Okay. These away. Let's talk about my latest finish. Now, if you have watched my 2021 finish parade that I posted yesterday, excellent. 38 finishes, I think, was my total. But my last finish for the year was Mirabilia Bluebeard's Princess. You guys know my recent obsession with Miras. I'm cutting them in half. And here we go. Frame was from a Stitcher stash that I acquired. The shells are from Hawaii when we went earlier last year. And then she is stitched on 36 count Voodoo from Picture This Plus, all DMC. Yeah, I loved it. I didn't do any beads on her, unlike how I did beads on my At the Met piece. So in the blue portion of her hair, kind of the top section, I added a few Swarovski crystals and glued them on. Yes, I put glue on my mirror. Eileen's glue. Blasphemy. I added a couple in her top here. And then on the chart, there are beads that you add. And I really liked how that looked. So I just added some there. And I really like how it turned out. The comb she is holding is supposed to be in gold Mill Hill beads. And so I just Googled the color name of the Mill Hill beads, which I think was like old gold is what their color name is. And then I just did DMC old gold in Google and it brought up the number, and that's the DMC number that I used and stitched. And I don't have any issue with that. Framed it up myself. And then what I've been really liking is using felt to make it all nice and neat on the back. So I use 3M spray adhesive and I spray the back of the felt, lay it down, and then just push it down. And if I ever decided to add hardware, I easily could. And then this is just a piece of cardstock. I write down all the information. And then I spray lightly adhesive the back of this and attach it. So just really nice and neat and clean. So yeah, Bluebeard's Princess. Let's do a giveaway. So if you're watching, I know it was just Christmas, but I'm always loving Halloween. And I was organizing some things in my inventory and I decided so I have a couple project bags on 1884 Stitchery.com, and this one just didn't consolidate well with my other ones. So I decided I'm just gonna make it a giveaway. So huge project bag. It's one of these mesh bags, but then I did not sew it. This was acquired from a stash. This really fun Halloween fabric, this button that's been attached to the zipper, and then the fabric is on the inside with 2 pockets. So US only for this one, and use the word Halloween in your comment and I will ship this out. I will pick a winner for this and my other giveaway. What video was that in? In my next video in the new year. So make sure you go and find the other giveaway I'm doing so you can enter, and I will pick both names for that in my next video. Okay, what am I currently working on and sort of obsessed with the last couple days? After I was finished with the Mira, I wanted a small start, nothing huge. I decided to do one, just what do I have in my stash that I can just do as a mono piece, monochromatic. This is from the work basket, Quaker Maritime. Pausing, the husband is calling. Okay. Maritime Quaker, the work basket. And I love the mermaid. Here's a little better image of it that's easier to see. Love it. She's really, really cute. So, if you had seen my post on IG, I was going to stitch it on, well, this gray fabric, 40 count, but I was going to use silky thread, which I've never used. But dumb me, I know that silky thread is about 1.5 thicknesses of DMC. You can't do that on 40 count, you dummy. So then I thought, okay, let me grab a 36 count and see how I like that. Nope, still too chunky. So I nixed using sulky, but I do want to come back to using sulky, but was it in this is video number 3 for me. So my first video from a couple days ago, someone had commented, I think they like using sulky, but it's best on counts lower than 22. So I definitely want to come back to using it. So I wanted to still use a blue variegated. Early in the year, I had purchased the DMC cabinet here that comes with a full line of DMC. And it also includes the variegated DMCs, the 4000s color. And so I pulled out 40, 22, and I'm loving how this is coming out. I'm not being too particular with where the darkness blue ends or starts, or where the lighter blue ends or starts. I try to not make it so it's a really harsh start, but I'm not, I know that only I will kind of see that when it's all done. If I think, God, I shouldn't have put that really dark section of blue X's near the really light section of light blue X's. Some of them I do X by X, but like the staff thing she's holding, which comes down a little bit more, I did all the way down and then came back up, and I do not have any issue with how the blue is looking. I know some people say, oh, you should do, if you're using variegated thread, X by X. I think because this is so variegated, it doesn't matter. And so it's like, you know, do what you want. You can stitch it however you want to. But yeah, I really like how she is coming out, and I already have an idea of how I want to finish her off. So going back to the beginning where I said she was going to be my last start of 2021, I was easily pressured to start from the Primitive Needle Sampler Sisters of the Thread. I had showed this a couple days ago. Charts that I want to start in 22. So I pulled her out of print as well. I'm working on it. Okay, people, I know what charts are out of print, which designers. Again, this goes back to my whole, I got stuff in the pipeline for 22, and I am working hard for you people. So, pulled the threads on this. I had all of the, so it calls for gast, a combination of gast threads and weeks. And I pulled those out. There are 2 though I did not have, 3 that I did not have. So weeks, beige. I looked at the chart and saw that it was just for skin color. So I subbed it for sand. Don't have bullfrog, which is like a variegated green. So I picked collards. Olive, again, another sort of dirty brown variegated. I just picked whiskey. So they all fall nicely together. So I'm just going for that. I will be stitching it on 40 count, and this is how I have all my fabrics organized. I don't have that many, 16, 18 counts. So I have written, 16, 18, and that's where I know they all are. I think I have 7 of these total, 6 of these total with fabrics. So this one is clearly just my 40 counts. Now, I have some like 46 in here, but it's so minimal, I'm not going to make like a separate box for every single count. So I need to go through here and see if I have a piece that is big enough. Because she's semi-big, 168 by 348. Now there is a bottom section where you put the initials of like your sampler sisters, but I'm not going to add that. However, there is a really cool tombstone angel that I will stitch, but I won't be adding these initials here. So this will be taken out. But it's still a fairly long piece. So I thought, let's flip through my box and see if there's any potential winners. 40 count Italian linen ivory. I think I want something dirtier looking. I know I can grunge it up afterwards. But at least if I find something grungy, I could always add to it when I'm completely done, if I so choose. Let's see. Or I just do it on something that is not grungy looking, because I'm known to do that, and it would probably look amazing. I don't know what this is, but I'm kind of loving this. This is 40 count, but again, I would have to see if it's big enough. Modeled, it sort of has like a really light periwinkle look to it. It is overcast as heck here in Arizona, so I have my ring light on. But I bet that would kind of look cool and not kind of an antique look, but do like a color. Okay, that's a potential. What about Blood and Smoke? Stitches and Spice. This is 40 count. I love the name of this. Really? Blood and Smoke? Let's see. What else do I have that would be big enough? Slate, 40 count. This I had originally started Quaker Gone Haunted on, but it was a really, really tight 40 count. So it might be a little more, but that's too variegated. So sorry, Slate. I also have these fabrics from Colorscapes, which is Colorscapes something else now, or are they completely out of business? But this is called Rosewood. No, that's too much. No. Who's texting me? Okay, you can answer it. Shadow Newcastle, too dark. Because I do want the colors to pop. Nocturne, too much. Let's see, what else? I think I'm liking that 140 count that I showed you guys. Yeah, see, here's a piece of 46 count. Bergen linen. I picked this up at Silk Weavers a couple years ago in New Jersey. What about if I do it on 46 count? Maybe. Barnwood, too dark. God, I feel like maybe one of those. Go with a color. Okay, that's it. See, that's how quick. Just go with your gut, right? And you make a couple stitches on it and you don't like it, guess what? You can take it out, you can frog it, and guess what? You can start over. I know, isn't that crazy? But that's the thing, what you got to do. Pull the threads. Be like, oh, I like it on, I want it on something, you know, dirty and antique looking. Well, okay, pull those. But also be like, hey, I wonder what it would look like on a colored fabric. So, I know I'm going to start this probably while this is uploading. So I was going to say, oh, comment below which color choice you think I should do. Yeah, that won't be put into consideration at all. But I would like to know your thoughts on which one you think. Or maybe you don't like any of them and you're like, girl, that's effing ugly. So what if I go a little lighter? That's no light. So this is 40 count, like a really light. It has like a periwinkle look to it. But again, you put thread colors on it and the fabric changes. Or this is called Burnt Sienna, 46 count. I'm kind of excited about this one. I think I'm going to do test stitching on the 40 on this first and see how I like it. And then if I don't, then I'll use the other one for sure. But I mean, how, tell you people, it's funny because other people talk about how kitting up is the part that they hate. I love it. I really like, it's almost like a hunt, trying to decide what works best or what you like. It's really that simple. Okay, that is it. I'm going to upload this. I'm going to figure this out. I'll post it. Maybe I can get a nap in before tonight. It's 2 o'clock, but I'm having some hot chocolate with coffee in it. If you are going out tonight, have fun, be safe, post pictures. But if you are staying in and stitching, have fun with that as well. I thank you guys again so much for just everything with my channel, subscribing and coming back episode after episode, and making 1884 what it is. It definitely would not be what it is without my fabulous customers and stitchers who purchase items from me and then either share them on their FlossTube channel and give me such a warm, nice shout out, and kind of sharing their goodies with everybody. I've gotten lots of first-time buyers recently, which I absolutely love. So tell your friends. But yeah, go check out 1884, see what I have in store, and get ready for 2022. Big things happening. Fingers crossed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy New Year.